Okay, I'm back at it again. Yeah, it was an unexpected part 2 because the Wi-Fi just went out, which incredibly sucks. Which it completely sucked for a reason. Well, anyways, to trace up from it, so yeah, you would see I played a little bit of like the scratches such as Minecraft Raiders like Future Awaits. I played this one for a bit, but it got cut off because of the internet problem that just happened. So I think I had to literally make a part 2 just quickly, or I would change up the name later, but yeah, hold on. I think I had to. Okay. Sorry for the wait up. Sorry for the whole wait up. Publish. Done. It's done now. Okay, now I may continue. Yeah, just due to some internet problem that just happened, the live stream was unexpectedly split up into, two. So you can see part 1 of it. You can see like part 1 and part 2, which is the continued one. So okay, yeah, it was a little delay of it. It was such little delay. But well, now let's continue it off. Let's continue it off. So, right after the future rates, the new thumbnail was made. Okay. And if I were to go here, this was when like this was when the character this is when the characters were confirmed just for the battle scratch of elimination. You can see of my characters right here, and just often like this is all of my characters right there, and it's just for some of the enough ones. It's just showing of when the character was confirmed. Yikes, I think I accidentally showed it up. Might. Okay. So you can see with the scratches 2023. A lot of scenes of scratch 2023, but this is where now this is when a project is called moving to season 2. This was when I reached 100 projects. So when I click into the studio, as you can see, it will contain the first 100 projects of it. So you can see moving to season 2 is there. So now as you can see, right after that season 2 of MinceraftLive comes, then we have the load it up already. We have have the Battle of Scratch Elimination Prologue.
Hey Minceraft 2.0, are you going to have lots of fun at the field? Yes, I'm going to have a lots of fun at the field, female Robaba hat. Also, we are going to battle with another characters from different scratchers. Is that crazy, female robot cat? Yes, it's crazy, Minceraft 2.0. Also, we are almost here. Okay, we are here, the field. This will be a very fun time.
As you can see, the host Minceraft just comes over after they arrive the field.
And I'll be your host for this series. Also, for this series, we will play fun challenges for this summer. But every episode, we will have to lose one contestant. Until we reach to the final 40, where there's going to be no teams. Finally, there's going to be one contestant at the end of the series to win. But before we start the first challenge of this series, I need you to make teams with the contestants for your team. So, start now.
I like it, your YouTuber yesterday.
Okay, now you have selected the teammates for your team. Please line up in your respective sides.
Came back for a bit, but you see, this was the whole Battle of Scratch Elimination Prologue. This was essentially like a prologue to the whole series. See, right after this project is released, more of these scratches 2023 has been released, and in the poster for What if Scratch vs Minecraft Raiders meet with the attack of Robo Dinosaur. So, if I load up this project for a bit, okay, I need to let it load, and see, like, the cutter is different like always.
Another fine day today. I think I should make more projects today. Huh? There's another portal? What is it doing here? Wait a minute. Who are you?
See that Minceraft is shocked that they meet Robot Boy and all that.
Okay, I'm so lucky that you're one of the heroes. Also,
So I'm gonna let it
one of the
play for
heroes
a
of the
bit.
Scratchers versus Minecraft Raiders. And my friends are heroes too. Okay, I will do that right
Okay.
now.
Welcome, first
Hey,
few.
my friends come.
It's just
I need
that
you to show something now.
due to the previous live stream just accidentally cutting off, so
What is
I
it,
had to
Minceraft?
decide to use enough of
Also,
live
sit
stream
back,
in order
right
to
over
make it
here.
work, but welcome back.
Hello, Minceraft 2.0. I'd like to show you my new friend. His name is Robot Boy. Also, Robot Boy, this is one of my friends from the Scratchers versus MinceraftLive's.
Hello, Robot Boy. My name is Minceraft 2.0. Thanks.
Also, I got more friends and I will call them now. Hey,
But
the
yeah,
rest of my friends
I will
come,
play a
I
lot
know you
more of
should.
this, but well, I think I will get it going. So right after this project, because this one is the last one to the series of Scratches versus Minecraft Raiders, because I wanted to expand more from the series, to make something like much larger like projects, and then we go to the but anyways we go to the 8th scene of these 2023, and this is where the first episode of the Battle of Scratch Elimination episode 1 was released on July 12th, 2023. But as you could see, when you check out my account from Scratch, you could still see the Battle of Scratch of Elimination is still currently going on. So you can still check it out, but since it was running for so long, like it was running basically about 2 years now, so I'm gonna let it play for a bit
Hello,
until like
welcome
it
back to
rather
the first
ends.
episode of the Battle of Scratch Elimination. In this season, we have 140 contestants who will play some challenges and win challenges. But only one of them will take the grand prize and who will win the Battle of Scratch Elimination. Also, before we begin, we have 10 teams. These are the 10 teams.
See, that means we're showing the
Alright, your first
teams
challenge
here.
is to collect a fruit from a tree. The team who have collected the most fruits will win. Go.
Hey, guys, I found a tree with some fruit. You need to come right now. Okay, I will do that right now, Robot Boy. I got all the fruits from the tree.
Okay, Team 10J has the least amount of fruits, so they lost the challenge. So everyone, vote for any
As you
contestant
can see,
from
we have
Team
the
10J
first
to be
voting.
eliminated, and who should win the immunity.
See of when Team 10J lost. We could see keep a note like this. This like voting was already ended from like a few years, but you could currently vote. By the time the live stream was starting on, you could literally still vote from the latest episode. So you could try to go here. So right after the first episode, we go to the new OCs. Now for July. But as you could see, when you click here, see we have 2 new OCs of it. We have MT underscore cat 1234, which came from the character from earlier, if you checked part 1 of it, because I had to basically record a separate live stream because I had a little bit of a problem of internet, so it caused to be cut off. But you could check part 1 for it. But in the meantime, we have a new OC called Limecat, or formerly known, or like Leoto, or formerly known as Limecat. See, it's 2 new OCs for July. And then right after this, there's episode 2 of the Battle of Scratch elimination, but mainly for I would not show the episodes of that series because it would been a lot. Like there's currently a lot of episodes of it. But anyways, I did 3 remixes from Odyssey 5. If you were to check part 1, then you would know of what I'm talking about. Like, since I got ideas from Odyssey 5, I started to, change it up now since probably by then I've been out of the burnout. But anyways, did more remixes, did the final scene of the Scratch Certification 2023. Oops. And then we go to the new profile picture for the rest of 2023, the third episode, and then another remix, which is somehow a OC band for some odd reason. And then another remix, and then the August update that really added just only pajamas into it, and then episode 4, more remixes, and then you could see of how many episodes of the Battle of Scratch of Elimination, cause back then it was different, so you could see a lot more shown because I consistently upload a episode of the Battle of Scratch Elimination every week on a Wednesday. Because right after the voting ends, I automatically release a new episode of the Battle of Scratch Elimination. So you could see of how much this is. But either way, I did an artwork for when it was maintenance mode, but when I check it out, see, it's just a simple artwork of when, because I got a quick idea from Fletcher Sim, but this is said. We will be right back after maintenance mode. See you next time. But fun fact or even a funny thing about it is, the maintenance mode never happened during this time. Like, I just made this one for nothing. I just completely made this one for nothing. which was a little funny to me. Of how, like, the maintenance mode never happened in this time. But anyways, more episodes, more remixes. This is more episodes of this series, more remixes. And then I did more updates. The September update was when I added more characters like Evil Minceraft 2.0, Emerald, and Vanilla, and then more remixes and even more episodes. It's until this one, but also, but also welcome viewers. I'm just continuing it off from a previous live stream that was unexpectedly cut off. But yeah, it's just basically a conmutation. But I just hope that you would enjoy this tour. But anyways, this is what I call the projects planned for 2024. And this was when I show up all projects for it. And these are the projects: the Minceraft Show, Ask Minceraft and His Friends, Minceraft's Rating Stand, the Battle of Scratch Elimination, Winter Time, the What If projects, and Add Yourself projects. Like the Battle of Scratch Elimination, Winter Time was primarily cancelled because as time went on, my visions of like the series changed, because I want to work on much bigger projects, but I still had that series going on. So yeah, the wintertime one is never gonna happen, while everything else besides this, it's like it officially went through 2024. But once after this project, it's mainly just more remixes and more episodes of the Battle of Scratch Elimination. But the part 1 of the October update is is when I had the Halloween costumes and did a remix right, did an entry right here. This was the first entry that I ever had done for Odyssey 5 and all that, but I may bring out of how it used to sound. Like you can see, the text to speech might sound different because if I were to find it somehow,
Okay, guys.
then I will show you the text to speech that used to sound like. 'Cause I know someone filmed this exact one,
What do you want for trick or treat?
and just posted up into YouTube. So I'll be trying to look for it right now.
Sure, you can get some candy.
Let me just try to copy
Thanks.
that one.
Female robot cat.
You're welcome, Minceraft.
And you could see that ends right here. But I think I could try to find it. I could try. Aha! There it is. I'll show it to you soon. Just give me a moment. But when I go, hold on. Okay. I'll show it to you soon. I promise. And okay, there's the video one. Hold on, let me just see. This was when by someone called this name, posted like the video portion of it.
Okay, guys. We're at female robot cat.
So you might know why it might sound different.
I will ring the doorbell right now.
Hello, guys. What do
See?
you want for trick or treat?
Do you notice of why it sounded different? It's because due to at some point of like scratch that it changed up the voice from sounding like this into something else.
Could we get some candy? Female robot cat.
But you can see, you could find the video one by searching this one right up here. But mainly I wouldn't show up the video that much, since I just brought it up for like the voice, voice itself. We could see if you compare this into that video, you could see it sounded different because all of this was back then when the text to speech voice sounded different. So yeah, it's just a little like fun context a little fun fact I like to show. But anyways, let's continue. See that more episodes have been released. More remixes, more episodes. See, they're a lot more clustered in because I wouldn't really post anything else somehow, and then another episode is gonna do it. And then the October update part 2, which added the villains. Okay, never mind. Okay, good to go. Okay, as you could see, as I go through here, more episodes have been made because they're clustered, more remixes. Mainly in this era, it's just mainly like more remixes and more episodes of the Battle of Scratch Elimination. Because back then I would remix like AYs, I would remix a lot of this back then, but now I don't really do it. Because I want to focus on like quality somehow. If I were to go to the new profile picture of 2024, you could see here that there's Foxy, and there's like Bucky, and there's like Winter, there's another character here, there's D and Jam, because this profile picture is to show with a little message that I may use another characters for it in the meantime. But anyways, as I go for more, you could see, right after this project is released, more like remixes. Like, you get the picture now, so I'm not gonna say it anymore. Like, more episodes and more remixes general. In November, update added more characters. See, this was when I made a sign up for Scratch's opening present 2023. And then, yeah, it's mainly a sequence of all that. But except this was when I created an artwork of when I was about to go on a Thanksgiving holiday, and then I returned from it, and then more AYs and more like remixes. Just it's a cycle of remixing, and this was when it was the last update. Oh, this was when it was like the last update of the year, which is the December update, which was when I added Methlin to it. And then like okay. And then like I have more AY remixes, and I made it enough of entry. I think when I check this out, you can see this was for the like Christmas contest 2023. But I know that this project is ever since like modified to fit in for 2024.
We would like to
Just
take
the creator for some odd reason just changed it up to here.
Follow me.
You could see. But anyways, you could see they're just taking a walk. Just trying to take into a walk. Yeah, that's it. They're just walking on the house. But if I were to do that, if I were to remake this one, I think I would have a little bit more things to show. But I think I was a little lazy with it. But after that, enough. So the barrel scratchy elimination. Now that marks the enough page being complete. But wait. Okay, we're on track. Okay. So now this was like the now we have more remixes until this project. This project is something remarkable. Because you can see this is the project of when I've reached 100 followers. I've reached that milestone when it's December 8th, 2023. See? Because I think it took around like almost like 2 years, I think, that I would reach 100 followers, because it was a very big milestone. Comparing to 100 views, like almost anyone can get it. But 100 followers is something special for me that I've gotten throughout. So yeah, it was like a very like charming thing that happened to me, of course. Because it was a massive milestone for my account. All that, but anyways, after the 100 followers project, it's mainly just more remixes. Like, you know the drill at this point. It's just it's just like a repeating pattern of remixes and episodes of the Battle of Scratch, the Battle of Scratch Elimination. And then yeah, it's the same thing, and I did one for the Scratch's Open Present 2023. It was all the way until this project. This was when I've created a AY for the new year of when it was the new year, which is 2024. See, I've made an AY for it. But since it's also like But also, before I can continue, we're already done with 2023 projects. So we're done with that section now. And now, since I'm getting near to the third season of Minecraft Live, you see I've created a new thumbnail that's a lot better than this, which it looks much better now. And then the next, and then the 2024 January update, which is the first update of the year of 2024. This is when I like to the Reimagine update, because even though it didn't have the official name for some odd reason, I just like to call the Reimagine update, which it literally reimagined the clothing that came from a modification from the 2023 December update. But anyways, but it also came from Order 75, so which is a very cool charm into it. This was when the clothing changed entirely for me, and I would be able to literally make clothing much better. See? But anyways, we go to some things I don't really like. I would say I would doubtedly regret, Ask Minceraft and his friends. Ask Minceraft and his friends is when you remix the project to ask a question to to one of Minceraft's friends or Minceraft himself. But due to the way that it was performed, due to one person asking too many questions of the same thing, that it made the whole thing just seemingly ruined. It was ruined basically. So it was already discontinued by then. See? Of how it said discontinued, meaning it's no longer being used anymore. I'm glad I discontinued it, because it felt like it's a cash grab, really. And then you could see we have a few remixes. I would do some interesting things. 2024 was a little bit of an odd year for me. I even did this Family Guy dead pose. Wow, it was a odd era to be in at the time. And then you can see I moved on into season 3. See, it's season 3 because when I click the season 2 of MinceraftLive, see, this is the next 100 projects. But when I click back to here, see that more AYs, more remixes, of course. And this is when I come to this project called My Best Moments of 2023. It's simple, like the 2022 one that I said in part 1. This was when I had to use the arrow keys real quick. This was when it was summarizing the 2023 one. A month that is skipped, which is March, because nothing happened in March. But you could see that it's simply summarizing. It was basically summarizing the 2023 from basically last year until the end of it. But you could see there's a new thumbnail. The battle of Scratch elimination logo and the episode number has been removed to look cleaner, which indeed looks much cleaner. And then from the beginning of the year, I had to go on a New Year's holiday and return from it, and more battle of Scratch elimination. And yeah. But yeah, you could see from the rest of it, it's just mainly remixed from the Ask Minceraft and his friends. Boy, I doubtedly just regret it, but it's a bit too late for that. See, you could see of what I mean. Like, this feels so odd to look back at. See, that because of one person here, it asked way too many questions, and it basically ruined up this whole thing. See, like, more episodes and answer 10, which is mainly a reveal of the series, which is gonna be the Minecraft show. This was when I made it to reveal it right here. This was when it was the first reveal to the Minecraft show. Like, the Minecraft show is still working on, but I'm not sure of when I could release the second season, the fourth episode. Like, you could try to watch the whole series there. It seems to be a little more fun, I guess. But when, like, you could see, it's just like relatively like a poster there. But anyways, like, throughout this whole series, I will do some interesting things, but I wouldn't really check out this one. It's a little odd, and the next thing I'll go there that I would really like regret is the Minecraft rating stand. See, this is the rating stand, but remember, it's also discontinued. Probably because my motivation was gone, and it went wild for a bit until something happened that I realized that it's enough. So it's the same cash grab thing. Like, I really regret making these two. I really regret making this and this. Well, it was already too late to undo these things, but see, man, this is so odd. This is when early 2024 was entirely odd. And even if I check back, even while all of this, the Girls Makeover update added more female characters, but if I were to go back to this, yeah, you see, it's just all the main series here. See, all of this came from one person. This is why, like, I regret making it, because one person ruined the expectations, and see, at this point, it's just failing in all this. Like, you can see it's such a odd era to live in for me, because it was like rather interesting. I would make this and this, and yeah, it is rather, which is rather so odd to me that I never really looked back at it. But anyways, I also have the Lucky Bunch update, which literally redesigned Emerald just for a bit and added new characters and new outfits. And yeah, you can see it's all flooded in with rating on, and more like artworks, and more AYs, and more Battle of Scratch elimination. And look at that, the page is a breeze because it's all the same. Like, it's gonna continue throughout, but soon it might start fading away. As you can see, that due to me getting close to season 4, a new thumbnail was made, but it's a tweak because I just modified this part to be a bit brighter, more and more remixes, and more rating ons, until I've made it to 300 projects, which a season 4 was made. Season 4 of MinceraftLive, which when you click here, it would show the next 100 projects. The next 100 projects from season 3. And then we come to this, the first ever what if. Since the what if, that if you will check part 1 of the live stream, you can see here that this is the first what if that I came back after like rather a long time, to rather like a long time somehow. Like I was able to re-get it again and just and you could see it's just basically simple. Like it's just a picture of it. See here, at the time the studio, which is called MinceraftLive's Alternative Realities, is basically like a which is basically called Just What If. See, it's connected to this whole thing. Like you rather also need to check the latest What If. Like I put a lot of work of it. This is the whole thing here. So after this first ever What If I made for it, I'll continue on with more ratings, more answers, and see, this was when things are starting to change a tiny bit. And this is what I like. This is when the first title card of the Minecraft show was made. Because back then, the show was currently at the title cards phase. See, this is just season 1 of it. See here, when I click this green flag, see, whatever you click, like the arrow keys or click for the slides, see, it's just the prototype version of how the episodes is gonna look like. See, this was made in March 13th, 2024. This was when I made the first title cards of it. See, showing all parts of the Minecraft show, but don't worry though, the Minecraft show currently is still working on episodes. But this Minecraft show, this show is especially a little different from the usual ones. If you check Still No Be Rewritten and or our 75 show, which is mainly like inspired by it, they would relatively just remix a project from it and made it like into its own episode. But it's not really gonna be a full episode. It's rather gonna be like a clip of some sort. But while my show is gonna be meeting like the title card expectation. Like they're gonna be full episodes of it. And that's the difference between my show and the rest of it. But after I go for the title cards one, I go for more answers, more like artworks, more like AYs, just, and I won 40 for honestly 5. This was back then when I didn't take any voice acting and didn't believe in voice acting or didn't like have enough courage to do it. I was experimenting for it because I was about to include Art 35 for my show, more what ifs, the first question, for others like ask someone and his friends, more ratings. Yeah, you can see it's just mainly ratings and mainly like AY remixes. We have the season 2 title cards, which is the same thing, but for season 2, I'm gonna ignore that one. Right? Yeah, I will not show it. It's odd for me, but and then what I have here is the Scratch's Ultimate Challenge 2024. Because when you try to play it, it's gonna be loud, like it's a lot happening. But I may not show it. And then like I have like the Battle of Scratch Elimination, more and more things, just more on ratings. And yeah, the early what ifs back then, it's just gonna be like what if like someone meets that. It's mainly the theme around it. And then I've created enough April Fools, which is really reflect on something or someone and try to make like a mock of it. Like it's the first what if. The first April Fools that I had done in a while. Because it was a April Fool's update like that. And then right after the next day of April Fools, it's the April Insights update. That like it's the actual update itself. But also keep in note the April Fool's update is not a official update. It's a joke update by the end of the day. But anyways, more rating ons, more remixes for AYs, and I had created this visiting the Minecraft crew, but no one really remixed it. But whatever. And then more the female cat meets honey. Yeah, mainly all these early what ifs were relatively just meeting someone else in a way of context. A lot more things, a lot more title cards. Just, just it's really that. Just, just is nothing special. It continues through all of this until this project that I would like to call a conversation between Garen and Gulbo. Gulbo. But you could see the reason I created this project is because I've made it to 2 years on the account. Like like every even number of like anniversaries, like 2 years, 4 years, 6 years, every even like number, I will come back to the first project and just like recreating. Let's watch this one.
Ah,
See,
today is a
the
nice day.
graphics on
Wondered what's going to
it
happen
looks
next.
much different.
Oh, who are you? I'm Gubo. How about you?
Like I just created this
Hello,
just for a
Gubo. I'm
remaster.
Garen.
Like it's just a remaster.
Also, it's been a very
Like
long
if you
time
compare
since
to the
we have
very
met.
first project to this, it would have been similar, but
We have been changed a lot since we last met each
I
other.
would say it's a lot more
I
like
agree with
mature
that,
by some
Garen.
point.
Also, how has it been going for you? It's been great.
But I
for
will
me.
know next year I will be doing the same
How
thing
about
here.
you, Gubo?
I'll be doing the same thing.
It's been great for me too. Really, it has been nice meeting you after for 2 years since we met. It's been nice to meet you
Well,
too, Garen.
for Gulbo, it is not like
See you later,
canon, but
Gubo.
just like a character I made it for like the remastered version of it. But it's nothing much there. And then for the 2 year anniversary, I made the artwork version, and then I made the AY version. Because it's a 2 year anniversary, why not I will try to celebrate more of it. It's the 1 year anniversary, I didn't do much. But then after this, there's more reading ons, more what ifs, and then there's like the my scratch my sign up for the Scratches application 2024. Like this was when I started like to really master like the UI itself. See that I'm getting different characters of it now. Instead of the Minecraft crew being there, there's also like another ones like Freya, Saffron, and Pantone, and Morris. It's the same thing as before. More title cards, and then the Mystic Melody that added from weapons, and then just a lot more. What if Minecraft was on Scratch's Occasion 2022? Like that one? Like if I take a look at it, you could see here that it was done so lazily. But later throughout like this tour, I'll come to like the remastered one. Or like I'll come with a retold one that's much better. But either way, for way, there are more episodes, and yeah, you get the cycle. It's just not much diversity is happening. And yeah, it's just mainly more title cards, more artworks, and look at this. If you were to check part 1 of the live stream, you'd see I've made up with something else with the Scratchification 2022 poster, you can see that this project in general, was something I was proud of. Something I was so proud of. See, this was released May 24th, 2024. This was 2 years later that I joined the poster, that I decided to remaster it myself with a lot more characters. But if the whole thing's gonna load, see, you can hide up space. See, this was a remastered version of the Justification 2022 poster. Like, it was one of my proudest works. Like, I took a lot of time to make it work. Like, it did looks much better, and it retrieved the nostalgic part of it. It certainly took a lot of work for this to come lively right here. But also for next year, the same thing would happen. Every even numbered year, there will be my version of it. Like the 2026 one will be a lot more insane than this. I'm just saying that because it will be something that is very shocked. It will be a lot better than this. You may see. And then another one for making up the fixes. And yeah, you can see not much is happening. It's mainly what ifs, battle scratch of elimination, AY remixes, and artworks. And then we have the Lunar Spark update that added the party outfit. And then we have more title cards and more rating ons. You could see it's a lot less now because it has very much faded out at this point. And then season 7 title cards. You can see I've redesigned the thumbnail again. This time it's with gradients because I'm about to head on into 400 projects. See, at this point, the season 7 title cards, which is gonna be the planned last season of the Minceraft show, because it has ended the title card phase. But that led into the first ever episode of the of the Minceraft show. So I think I would check it out. I took it based on its first episode of the
Hello,
Order
this is
75
Minecraft,
show.
And this is my show. This is where each episode, me and my friends will go to somewhere. Also, I'm very excited about this.
But also, before I continue this project, mainly since whatever the Artist 75 show was trying to finish the episode, you would finish it up with remixes. But the problem is sometimes it will get forgotten for rather a long time. So mainly for my show, I will do it myself and I will try to complete it. But anyways,
Because this will
time to
start a new
continue
journey for
playing
us.
this project.
This show will have a lot of opportunities. This show was inspired by Dash 75 himself.
See?
So, me and my friends decide to make this show for everyone to watch. Anyways, in this day, I met my friends once again. My friends has been there since the very beginning. We even went to a lot of places together. Also, there are 5 of my friends that is formed to be called the Minceraft crew. And I'm about to meet them, right now.
I'm able to re-watch the first episode again. See, I will try to pick up the music again. Mainly later episodes of the show, you would hear it was silent
Hello, my
because I don't really pick music for my projects. It would sound like
I'd like
it's
to introduce
sound like it was just nothing, just like of how real life you don't have background music.
And Jolim. So, what do you want to do? We may go somewhere just to sit and relax.
But while this is
Sure,
playing,
but we can go to the rocks just
check
to
out
sit down if
something
that's
else.
fine with you.
Like, look at this. They sit down on the rocks.
I agree with you, Minceraft.
So, what do you guys want to do?
See, that one
I
was
think we
something
should
I
try
was
to go
proud
on
of.
any adventures together, Minceraft. Sure, we
See?
can do that, Jolim.
Like, season one of the
It's going to be
Minceraft show, it's mainly a little bit like shorter. Mainly it's like little episodes of it. But season 2 will be different. Like, I took a lot more work for season 2, but anyways, see after this episode is more wise. Another entry for TSAC, which if you don't know what the name is, which is mainly the Summer Animation Contest 6.
So, guys, what do you want to do for today?
See,
think we
this
can-
is just the entry for it, but I could play it, but I think you could watch it here. And right after this project, it will be a project moving to season 5. See, it went from this one into like a much more nicer gradient one. Because I reached 400 projects, so when I click here, see, it's the another 100 projects right there, like again. But now right after the season 5, it's mainly more what ifs, more whys. Just, and you can see until the 2020 Scratchification 2024 opening scene. Like, this was when started to have like more characters and all that, and then more AY remixes, enough for Battle of Scratch Elimination, which at the time reached 50 episodes, which it reached its 50th episode, and then more like scenes for like the Scratchification 2024. Currently, we have made another page, and then more what ifs, more scenes for Scratch 2024, and the Drew Brees update, which added these 3 characters with it, and the final scene ends there, and then I made the 4th of July one. But yeah, surprisingly, though, no one at this time, happy 4th of July 2024, AY is, no one really remixed it, so yeah, it's a little bit of a bummer, but it's fine. Then we have, because from like the Scratch 2024 was when I voice acted for the first time, and right after this event, I would voice act like characters that usually needed. Like, I would voice act it myself instead of requesting someone to do it. So I would usually do it. And then like more remixes, more episodes. The second and the third will be released around this time. More AY remixes, more Battle Scratch of Elimination, and until right after the What If Minceraft meets Tokuli, it's when I made this project. Well, originally when it's released, it doesn't look like this. Like, I've been updating throughout, and I have just just recently updated to version 1.2. This was when you have the new animation. See, it's a welcome project that is presented in the front page. See, I have a YouTube section, settings you could adjust if you don't have the volume slider here. See, it's like a lot of work that I had done of just make it all this. Might have to fix that up. Or maybe I think I could do on a live stream real quickly. Like, I could fix that up right now. It's that easy of a fix. Like, it's the first time I'm doing it on stream. And done. And let me check. Good. As you can see, due to this recent update that I've reached 300 followers, the project is now updated with its new UI. Like, it's crazy better than the previous one. And after this project, the 4th episode has been released for the Minceraft show, and the artwork, and then more wise, and then the 2024 August update was released. More episodes of the Minceraft show has been made, and more has been made also. More what ifs, more episodes, more Bible scratch. The September update was released, and yet essentially that until I meet there, which is the project's plan for 2025. See, the project's plan for 2025 is here to bios, collabs, new unique AY projects, collab entries, new and extended what if projects, and short projects. These two are maybe, because I'm not sure about collabs or short projects, but the new extended what if projects have made it, including collab entries and character bios. And yeah, you could see it's a cycle of AYs, artworks, updates, remixes, it's just all that. Then the October update, we work the Halloween costumes to be more original, and more AYs, more episodes, and the Harmony update. And then you have made it to the new profile picture of 2025, which is this one, which you're currently seeing on Scratch. See, I've designed this one, which indeed looks sick. Do you think it looks sick? You can comment right here, but well, I may continue going with this. And then right after like this project, a new thumbnail was made to include more gradients. And I think at this point, the Battle Scratch of Elimination is at its 70th episode. Okay, and then we are moving to season 6, which it's the same drill as before. And then the sign-ups like Scratch Education 2024 like before. And then you have more artworks, and this is when it reached its final episode for season 1 for the Minceraft show. And the last update of 2024, more what ifs. I made it more work over here for the what ifs, presents, and then we made it up to 2025. It's when we made the first update of it. And if you go take a check for the key moments of 2024, this is similar to the last ones. basically giving a little bit more detail this time of the things I did instead of just giving him pictures and that's it. See, when you read it off, you could see the details. And then there's more detail they wise. At this point, season 2 of the Minecraft show has been made. Now we're getting close to the current era. The February update has been made. More powerful what ifs are starting to happen. The March update was released. More what ifs. You can see they're being more powerful. They're being less meats instead of the actual. And then the April Fool's update. Then the official April update. Then the sign up for the Scratch Occasion 2025. The like more what ifs. And a Y that is like showing the errors of it. I think I relatively just reached like the 3rd anniversary of it. And then we have MinceraftLive BIOS, which was created just days later. And we have the retold version, which was my proudest work had. And then I go here, and then the Ghost Ride update, Recreation Collab, then no one injured, and then what if Evil Minceraft never gets revived? Another entry, TSAC7. The Battle Scratchy Elimination has, but at this time, it has reached its 100th episode. So we went back to the first episode, and then you have more like scenes, and this is where we're up to the current meta of where the what ifs have been renamed to Minecraft Alternative Realities, and this is where now we made it to the current era. Where you could see that the studios I create, the 300 followers, see of how many projects I went through, all that, and yeah, this is basically it. This is the end of the tour. Like I did everything like that. Like I'm proud of how far I've accomplished for this whole journey so far. Thanks for 300 followers that happened. So you can see I'm able to summarize it up. Like I was able to speak up a little bit quicker. But yeah, basically, thanks for staying with me with the tour and all that. And I hope you have a nice day, because it was really fun just live streaming in the meantime. But yeah, have a nice day. But it was a lot of fun. But anyways, folks, it's time for me to end the live stream. Thanks for everyone for attending. And also a upcoming video, which is the Scratches Vacation 2025 video. It's gonna come up soon when the whole event is done. So you better have a lookout for that when it eventually comes. You could also check out the MinceraftLive on Scratch one, which is by on this link on YouTube. You could literally visit it right now if you like, because I mainly post content that's right over there. I mainly post content on Scratch, not on YouTube. So you may check this out. But yeah, see you later and have